Can people hear me? I don't know. Oh, no one's gonna be here yet. Ooh. See how this goes. Might have to delay it a bit. Anyone here? People type things. Type things and like the video. That's the only way I can communicate with you. I hope. Can people hear me? Yes? No? Am I talking? Hi, Saddam. Hi, Noah. Can you hear me? Yeah? Upvotes all around. We got 12. Good. So I'm going to wait. I realize I need to wait a little bit because I'm like lagging. I realize I'm in live time and then I have to wait for a lot of y'all to get the message. And then also like it takes a while for people to start logging on. I'm going to try to make this nice and short. Hopefully, like maybe I might edit this video later on, but today is going to be pretty interesting. I will say that. Let me give you a hint. So this is, can you see this? It's the admission statistics for my class that was enrolled last year. So I wanted to share this with you because I said I would yesterday. So let's do it. Before we start, let's see. I'm going to try to make this short. So before we start, first of all, like the live stream yesterday went well. Like, holy cow. I got like a response that I was not expecting at all. I had a bunch of people, first of all, like a bunch of people liked the video, a bunch of people watching it. 1,000 views in a day is a lot. I don't think I've ever really done that on YouTube before. So I'm really, really happy. We really got a tight-knit group here, guys. I'm pretty happy with how tight I am with some of you and how comfortable many of you feel with me. So please feel free to reach out because that's the whole goal of this, right? Sergey, what's up, man? Sergey and I have been talking on Snapchat, right? Yeah, we got that going. Let's see. Okay. So now I'm just going to say thank you again. The bunch of likes, bunch of positive feedback on the last one. I really appreciate that. So today I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into the topic, which is it's officially application season for med school, which means people are already starting to write their secondaries, doing all this stuff, which is great. I remember doing that last year. I would never want to do that again. But with that being said, a lot of people also like you guys want to know what just happened to me today? I spent literally like 3 hours watching college reaction videos. I feel like a loser because I've already been through college and like apparently that's the new thing on YouTube where people just react to either getting into and rejected by college. And I just thought it was so funny because I'm already done with college and I was just sitting there watching this. And then I realized like people want to know numbers. And I think for med school, those numbers are just as important. And I have a lot of those numbers here in front of me from my incoming class, which is the class of 2017, incoming class of 2017. So I'm going to share that with you guys. I will say all of you need to have a calculator out. Can all of y'all have a calculator out? Because I've not done any of the math on this, and I'm going to rely on you guys to do the math and put it in the comments. So that way I can at least just read the numbers. Because this is a live video, which means I don't have time to make edits. It just makes it easier for me to just straight up tell you what's going on. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So again, the video is all about the numbers behind my class, which is the incoming class of 2017 at Yale. Before I go into this, you need to have 2 red flags. First of all, numbers don't mean anything to a certain extent. Numbers mean enough in the sense that they might get your foot in the door, but they don't really say anything about the people that are here. And more important than this, just because you have the numbers doesn't necessarily mean that you would get in. And also opposite, just because you don't have the numbers doesn't also exclude you. So with that being said, numbers are still important though, because it kind of gives you a barometer for what these schools are expecting. More importantly than that, all the stuff that I'm going to tell you is available on the MSAR, which is the medical student admissions record or something. And it's also available if any of you ever interview at Yale, first of all, text me or like reach out to me and tell me you're interviewing here so I can meet up with you and like give you all the lowdown. I had so many people do that to me last year. So do that if you ever end up here. And second of all, if you end up interviewing here, it's gonna be a good time because you're gonna get one of these sheets too, and it'll show you just all the statistics as well. So all of this stuff is not private information. It's actually intended to be informative. Okay, so let's get to it. So the number of applications that Yale School of Medicine received when I applied, the number of applications that Yale School of Medicine received when I applied was 4,700 total. Okay. So out of those 4,700 applications, 707 of those got interviews. So here's where you guys need your calculator. 707 out of 47. I'm just doing mental math, like probably 1/7. What is that? 1 out of 7 is 15%. That means 15% got an interview, right? Out of those 707, 266 were accepted. So that's about a 1/3 rate, 33%. And then do the 266 over 470. So 266 people were accepted out of 4,700 people. And so I don't know what that is, but that's probably a different number. Let me do that also. So no, it's not 55. So 266 divided by 4,700. That's 5.6%, right? So that tells you that the acceptance rate was 5.6%. And out of those 266, 104 officially enroll at Yale. So they try to always make the class about 104. So out of those 4,700 that applied, 2,443 were male and 2,250 were female. So I'd say it's about a 50-50 breakdown with a few more males than females. And basically, eventually, out of all of those, in our class of 104, there's 55 males and 49 females. So I guess the TLDR of just the admission is that Yale Med School, when I applied, had an acceptance rate of 5.5%. And that is not unlike a lot of medical schools in the area. I'm telling you guys this right now, most med schools have acceptance rates less than 10%. And that's why you apply to more than 10 and more than 20 med schools. I applied to 25. So if everyone knows what's going on so far, good. Keep going. We're going to keep going. So out of the 104 people in my class, the people who are born outside the United States, there's 35 of us, including me. So there's 35 students in my class who are born outside the United States. And then out of the other ones who are, I think we also have a bunch of people who are international citizens who are also permanent residents, and also international citizens who are not permanent residents. And you guys actually wanted to know this, right? You wanted to know the undergraduate colleges that all of these students came from. So let me break it down. We have 104 students in my class. 2 of them are from Brown, 4 from Columbia, 6 from Cornell, 2 from CUNY Hunter College, which is a state college in New York. 3 are from Dartmouth, 5 are from Duke, 8 are from Harvard, 2 are from Hopkins, 3 are from Princeton, 3 are from Stanford, 3 are from Berkeley, go Bears. 3 are from UCLA, 3 are from U for Chicago, 4 from UPenn, 3 from USC, 3 from Vanderbilt, 3 from WashU St. Louis, 6 from Yale, and 38 from other colleges. So what does that mean? If you guys rewatch this video, which I encourage you to do, you can do the stats on that. But basically, we had 8 people from Harvard, 6 from Yale, and 6 from Cornell. I'd say those are the plurality. And then we had a bunch of other people, bunch of other colleges, including mine, which had like 3 or 2. And then someone already asked a question. So 266 people were accepted to Yale, but 104 matriculated. So what happens to the other people? Well, the point is those other people end up going somewhere else, whether that be another medical school, another place, whatever. So that's why you accept more than the people that actually end up matriculating. Does anyone have any questions there? So as I told you, it's actually pretty fair to assume that about 60 to 70% of our class is from Ivy League / like big public schools. Yeah? Cool. Good. Any other questions on the numbers so far? We've been through some numbers. We'll get there. There's some other numbers too. Was UCSD listed? UCSD is not on here. So we do have one person from UCSD, one person from UC Davis, one person from UC Riverside. So yeah. Are there any Canadians in my class? Yes, there are. There are at least 2 or 3 Canadians in my class. I'm eating gum. Sorry. Madison was not listed. So go Bears. Yeah. Stony Brook listed. Stony Brook was not. So let me repeat it. Okay. One more time. So 104 students in my class. Actually, do you guys want me to repeat it? Like the video if you want me to repeat it. I'm assuming probably people want me to repeat it. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to repeat it. So 104 people in my class. So listen up, okay? 104 people in my class. I'm going to tell you what schools they're from. 2 from Brown, 4 from Columbia, 6 from Cornell, 2 from CUNY Hunter College, 3 from Dartmouth, 5 from Duke, 8 from Harvard, 2 from Hopkins, 3 from Princeton, 3 from Stanford, 3 from Berkeley, 3 from UCLA, 3 from UChicago, 4 from UPenn, 3 from USC, 3 from Vanderbilt, 3 from Wash U St. Louis, 6 from Yale, and 38 from other colleges. So if a college that I mentioned was not listed, we have students from that college, they're in that other college category. So now let's do some more. So general information. Some of you might be wondering how many people take gap years, how many people have degrees, how many people have master's degrees. So let me tell you that. So we have 3 people in our class who are first-year medical students with doctoral degrees. I don't know if you know what that means, but that means there's 3 people in our class that already have PhDs. That literally means they already have a PhD under their belt and now they're doing medical school. That doesn't mean they're MD PhD. That literally means they finished a PhD already and then applied to medical school. And we have 3 of them, which is insane. That's saying a lot. I have a lot to learn from them. I love them as my classmates. They're really, really great people. We have 12 people in my class who are first-year students who already have master's degrees. So just think about that. Master's degrees, whether that's master's of engineering, master's in public health, whatever it is, we have 12 of us who have masters already. So this kind of tells you that people do take a lot of time off. Some people get a master's, some people get a PhD, some people do things. Here's another crazy fact. 104 people in my class, 18 of them are MD PhD, Anthony. 18 people are MD PhD. The benefits again, no, 18 MD PhD, Sergey. So 18 MD PhDs in my class, and they all get their tuition paid for, but we have a very large percent of MD PhD students. We probably have the largest percent out of most medical schools. We definitely have a large number. So let's see, deferred enroll. So this basically means we had 3 people in my class that started in 2017 that had deferred. So if you guys don't know this already, when you get accepted to medical school, you can defer admission and say, I will join next year. And so we had 3 people who had done that. And then we also have 5 people who were accepted my year who decided to take that year off and then join again this year. So 5 people are actually starting med school this year at Yale that got in last year, but decided to say, no, thanks. I want to chill. How does the MD PhD application process differ from the regular MD process? The MD PhD application process has many more essays, and every school will have its own separate secondary for MD PhD applicants that also usually has more essays and asks you a lot more about research. So far so good. Hopefully you guys like those numbers. Now, is there a particular reason why people defer admission? Yes. So some people who take gap years and are working in finance or whatever, maybe they want to spend 1 more year working, so make more money. Maybe some people who are working on degrees want to spend 1 more year doing research. A lot of people will defer admission because maybe something random happened, travel, maybe have fun, whatever, because once you're in med school, you don't really stop. If you go MD PhD, you do not pay tuition. That is correct, at least at Yale. Okay, so now college graduation year. So how many people, now I want you guys to guess. There's 104 people in my class. I want you to guess how many of them came straight out, which means they took no gap year out of 104. Guess in the comments. So there's 104 people. How many people did not take a gap year? 50, 75, 96. Wow. Okay. So only 33. So 33 out of 104 people in my class did not take a gap year. So what does that mean? That means 71 people did take a gap year at least. So that means this is becoming more and more the trend. So I encourage all of you to take at least 1 gap year just because it tends to be, at least based on the numbers, tends to be a majority of my class. How many people do you think took 1 gap year? So I don't know if I'm still live. So out of the 104 people in my class, 27 took 1 gap year. 28 took at least 2 gap years, and 15 took 3 or more gap years. So let me repeat that. There's 104 people in my class. 33 took no gap years. 27 took 1 gap year. 28 took 2 gap years, and 15 took 3 or more gap years. I took 1. So again, this kind of is intended to show you perspective. A lot of people who take more time off, I kid you not when I say they are one of the best medical students I've seen because they've really spent time thinking about why they want to do medicine and why not. They spent time thinking about what makes them happy, and they've spent time thinking about, is this really what they want to do? And they love it. Okay. Now, All right, like this video if you guys liking this so far. I have about 5 more minutes, so I'm going to try to get all of this in. I need more likes because I want everyone. Okay, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I'm going live because first of all, it saves time. Second of all, I want to build a relationship with all of you so that we can expand this community even more, because I want to make sure by the time this year ends, we have a tight-knit community, because I think one of the things that separates this group of people right here is I feel so comfortable with you, and I'm hoping you guys feel comfortable enough with me because I respond to a lot of you. So please, please, please like, share, subscribe. I didn't say subscribe yesterday, and I don't know what happened. Not many people subscribed, but the video got like 150 likes. So if you're not subscribed and watching this, please subscribe. That'll be really helpful because that makes me happy. And a happy Prerak is a good Prerak. Okay. My email is in the about section of my channel. How many gap years did I take? I took 1 gap year. Would I recommend graduating early and then taking a gap year? Well, if you can graduate early, absolutely, and then take a gap year. Where do I get this information? This information was given to my class when we started, just to give us an insight into ourselves. But they also give it out to people who interview at Yale because they want them to know what people here are like. So now let's do the next one. What do you guys think the average age is at Yale? In terms of my class, the one that started in 2017. Guess the average age of the incoming student. Average age of the incoming student. 35 is really high. It's not 35. I am 23. Yeah. So let's just put it that way. Guess the average age of the incoming. I'm 23 now, which means last year I was 22. Okay. So the average age at enrollment, which means last year, was 23.6, which actually rounds up to 24. So good for you guys. Many of you got that. So whatever your age is right now, the average age here in my class is 24. At least it was last year, about. And so think about that a little bit. Now here's a really fun one. Here's a fun one. Guess the range of that. So I told you the average is 24, but now you guess the range. We're going to learn some basic arithmetic here. The range means the lowest number to the highest number. 21 to 36. That's a good one, Bear Orange. 21 to 40. Miko! Hi, Miko. Miko's here. Okay. So good ranges. I like that. So the age range is actually 21 to 31. So 21 to 31, which means we had someone in my class last year who was 31 years old, and the youngest person was 21 years old. But I also know the year before us, the people who were enrolled the year before us, one person started when like they were 20 or even 19. And so the youngest person to start at Yale, I think I talked to Mr. Silverman today, and he was telling me the youngest person was like really young. I think they had an applicant that was like 16 once. So we've had some crazy stuff. So hopefully that is good. Any questions on that? Okay. How many schools offered me an interview? I applied to 25. I was offered an interview at 13. I can't make any judgments about what school you're from. Just because you're from a certain school doesn't increase or decrease your chances. To be honest, it's literally just, to a certain extent, your numbers, what extracurriculars you have, and what kind of person you are. So I really refrain from saying certain schools increase your chances because that's not true at all. Irene is here. Hi, Irene. Irene applying to med school, everybody. Say hi to Irene. Irene Chang. Okay. So, all right, now let's get to the real numbers, everyone. The real numbers here are the GPAs and the MCAT, which I know everyone cares about. So this may or may not freak you out, but I'll give you guys an asterisk after this, and I have to leave soon. So guess the average GPA here of the first-year student. You have to go to two decimal points. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so the average cumulative GPA, the median, not the average, the 50th percentile was 3.84 cumulative, which means 50% of students in my class had above a 3.84, 50% had lower. If you're watching this and you're not in college yet, there's no such thing as a weighted GPA in college, which means this is out of 4.0. And the science GPA, the median science GPA was 3.87, which means 50% had above a 3.87, 50% had below a 3.87. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, now time to do the MCAT. again, keep liking the video. Show me you guys hopefully appreciate this. Show me if you want. Now we're going to do the MCAT. The MCAT might be a little scary as well. There's the old MCAT, which is the MCAT I took, and there's also the new MCAT. So the average MCAT median for the old MCAT, let's talk the old MCAT, which was out of 45. For verbal, the median was a 10.5. For physics, it was a 12. And for biological sciences, it was a 12. So the total median MCAT score was a 36. That was the median, which means 50% had more, 50% had less than a 36. That was on the old MCAT. The new MCAT, which includes the CARS, the chemical sciences, and the biological sciences, and the psychological sciences, and the total score. I'm going to do all of those. Okay, so the average for the median score for the chemical sciences on the new MCAT was a 130. For CARS, it was a 130. For bio, it was a 130. And for psych, it was a 130, which means the total median MCAT score for my class was a 521 about. So on the old MCAT, the 50th percentile was a 521. On the new MCAT, the 50th percentile was a 521. On the old MCAT, the 50th percentile was a 36. The median MCAT, the median science GPA was the 3.87. The median cumulative GPA was a 3.84. The age range was 21 to 31. The mean age is 23.6. We have 18 MD PhD students, and we had 266 accepted out of 4,700 that applied. And so yeah, hopefully that gives you guys some insight into my class. More importantly, I want to point out that just because I told you the numbers does not mean anything in terms of who we are as people. Everyone in my class is phenomenal. I learned so much from them every day. It's not just in MCAT, it's in life. Someone's teaching me how to lift right now. Someone's teaching me how to I think someone's teaching me how to cook as well while I'm teaching someone how to run. We learn so much from each other. So the numbers are just intended to guide you guys, but I want you to know that people that really end up getting into med school are the ones that have something to offer. And if you have something to offer, the numbers don't really, the numbers don't define you. Numbers never define you. So please don't let numbers define you. I only put the numbers out there so you can kind of educate yourself and at least know what to aim for, but that is not intended to deter you by any means. So okay, I have to leave now. Like this video. Last one got 114 or something like that. So we should have more than that, but I guess I wasn't on for long enough, so maybe not. But please like this video, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, we cannot be friends. And then wait, have I already linked my Instagram and Snapchat? Maybe I will try to do that again. Let's see. Hold on, let me find it. My Snapchat, I'm gonna just type it into the thing. Go ahead and add me. I have a bit more time over summer, so I've been responding to people. This is my Snapchat. Let's see what my Instagram is. And my email is in my about section. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully those numbers made sense. Maybe some of you can actually make a graph of those numbers and post it in the comments or something, because I did not make a graph at all. So if you like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, and I expect all of you to keep it real and be genuine people, because I expect nothing less from all of you. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you soon in another live stream. And aside from that, I will see you in the next one. Y'all are the best. Peace.